Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope all of you are doing well. Today I want to talk to you guys about some tips that I have learned while taking 1v3s, and I want to help you guys to learn these tips so you guys can take 1v3s, win more of them, and just have a great time. So, before we begin, let me just say that taking a 1v3 is not the easiest task. It's extremely difficult and it is a high level play, and that's why I'm making a guide to help all the new players who will take time to learn what all to do to just give them a head start. Now, it's definitely a difficult thing, but it doesn't mean that you cannot do it. With some practice and over time, trying and practicing, you can do it. Just don't be afraid that you cannot do it because only pro players do it. Just try and keep practicing. So with that said, let's get into the first tip. That is, good mechanics and decision making go a long way. Now, I cannot stress enough how much you need good aim to take 1v3s. So just go into the training range, practice and practice and practice your aim. There are tons of guides out there on YouTube where you can go check out, see a warm up session, try and do it, and find what is comfortable. If you want, I have also made one. You can check it out right now or go watch it after this video and just practice your aim because you need to kill enemies faster but you need good aim because if you cannot take down an enemy, all your movement, all your planning and positioning, all your use of nades, everything will go to waste. Other than that, you definitely need good movement mechanics because you need to move around corners really fast. You need to change positions really fast so that the enemy doesn't know where you are. And you need good decision making, know when to take fights, what weapons to use, from what point to take fights, which direction to move in, whether you think you'll get more fights, and all that kind of small things. So that is also an extremely important part. All right, moving on. Tip two and tip three is taking the gunfights as 1v1, v1, v1. So you don't want to take two guys at a time or three guys at the same time. I know you must have heard this tip enough, but I just want to brush over it quickly. Just take one guy at a time. And now to do that, the third tip is you need to have patience of when do you strike first, because once you strike, if you can't run away or if the other teammates are close by, you can't really disengage. So you definitely need patience and you have to take them on one by one by one. All right, the next one is that try and disappear after the first knock. That doesn't mean take the first knock and run away. And when I say knock, I don't mean kill, because if you kill and if it was a random and he rage quits, the other two guys are not going to come for him and probably just go moving forward. Other than that, why I say disappear is that just stay in the vicinity. Just make sure you're out of the line of sight of the guy you just knocked because he's going to be pinging you. I just move around, just disappear a little so when the teammates arrive, you are in a position where they don't know you are and you can get a quick jump on the remaining two. And it's much easier to take a 1v2 than a 1v3. The other guys might be trying to find you and split up so you can again take them off one by one, or someone might go for res, and that's a great time to take out a player, and then it just becomes a 1v1. All right, so the next one is try and take a 1v2 in duos before you go in trios and try and take 1v3s. Now it's very different to take a 1v2 in duos than how it compares to taking a 1v3 in trios, but it does get you practice on how to engage multiple enemies at the same time. You'll learn a lot about your movement and how you should engage, when you should engage when you're just fighting two guys. Tip four is knowing when to disengage. Now, knowing when to disengage, there's no 5 points on the list that I can just tell you guys that these are the 5 points, these are the five situations in which you have to disengage. A lot of factors that affect on when to disengage. And I would suggest that you try and take more fights, not necessarily 1v3s or 1v2s. Try and take team v team fights and try and third party and just play the game more. And the more you play, the more you'll get an idea of what works best in which spot, what are the good spots to be in, how the ring will move, so how should you rotate, and that will give you a very clear idea on when to disengage. All right, weapon of choice. So I'm going to go over this quickly. Not the weapons you choose have to have a high DPS and a fast time to kill, like the R99, like the Mastiff, the Wingman. You have to learn to use one of the high DPS weapons because other than good aim, you also need a weapon that can kill an enemy faster. Next one is never miss a third party. Now, third party is the best possible time to take on a 1v3. Once a team has just come out of a fight, they're probably reviving, they're probably looting, they probably have low shields. So that's the perfect time you can push a team. Just one point to note when you're taking a third party is if you have heard gunshots and you are moving in and converging on a location, just be mindful that there's a good chance that some other team also heard the gunshots and are probably converging on that position right now. I cannot stress this point enough. Use grenades. They are extremely powerful. They are extremely powerful to make your enemies move into uncomfortable positions. As I said before, then try and knock one of the teammates so the other guys can come and try and revive them. So when they are reviving, you can either use a thermite where both of them start burning, or you can use an arc star, stick it on the guy who's trying to revive. He's gonna lose a shield. He's gonna be stunned for a while, and you can take him on and make it a 1v3. Other than that, you can also use grenades to push them out of cover. A lot of times when you knock someone, they crawl into cover so their teammates can rest them. You can pop a grenade just by the cover. So even if they choose not to get out of the cover, they're gonna be stunned, they're gonna be damaged. Alright, so next one is try and take these in areas with buildings. Because if you have buildings, especially the tall ones that have zip lines in them, it's very easy to move around corners. It's very easy to confuse your enemy where you are and just trying and searching for you crazily. They might split up. And once they're split up, it's much easier to take them out one by one. There's a lot of room to move around corners where enemies will lose line of sight and won't be able to shoot you. Okay, tip 12 is always be moving. Now, when you're in the middle of a gunfight, never try and stay still. Once they know where you are, they're just gonna be covering fire, and the other teammate might be slowly creeping up on you. Always need to be switching positions, so they always have to be looking to find you and not know where you are. Now, next one is that take advantage of your enemy's mistakes. Now, there's a ton of mistakes your enemies will make. They'll probably just rush you one by one, and if they don't have the good aim, you can easily take them out one by one. They might just move into a bad position thinking that, oh, you're just a single guy, and they won't need to think about position that much. So you can again take them out. So look for these mistakes. You'll start to learn to identify them as you play more. And once you understand them, definitely leverage these mistakes to increase your chances of winning. Now we're in the last two. So the second last one is that stack on shield batteries. While taking 1v3s, it's important to have shield batteries because they are the fastest to give you like 125 health. Or even if you have a gold shield, that's great because you could get 50 health in like about 3 seconds. So those are very powerful. So either definitely have a gold shield or stack up on shield batteries when your teammates just disconnect. Now we have reached the end of the video, and I would like to leave you guys with this last thing I want to say is that no two situations will ever be the same. So just try and play as much, try and take as many 1v3s. If your teammates disconnect, do not fear, just try and take a 1v3. Even if you die, you'll definitely learn what you did wrong in that situation. But most of the times, no situations are going to be different. So don't be extremely confident that, oh yes, I am going to win. Well, with that said, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope this video was helpful. My voice is a little weird today, if you might notice, because I have cold and I think I just redid my audio setup, so that could also interfere with this. But anyways, I hope this video was helpful to you. If you guys enjoyed this and if this was helpful to you, do remember smashing that like button. It helps me out a lot. And if you guys want me to make some other content, some other guides, there's some guides you want to know about, and there's not a lot available out there on YouTube, you can definitely let me know down in the comment section, and I'll definitely consider making those guides. If there's anything else you want me to talk about, do let me know down in the comments. If you want to talk to me about something, again, down in the comments. Other than that, huge thanks for watching this video. And if you like this kind of content, do hit that subscribe button, and as always, stay awesome.